Hello friends, welcome to this video in which today we will try to understand principles of management given by Henry Fayol. So the topic is Henry Fayol's principles of management. Friends, Henry Fayol was a classical era management expert. Along with Frederick Winslow Taylor, Henry Fayol has also made great contributions to the classical theory of management. He was a French industrialist, an engineer by qualification and education, and he was a manager also. So he worked for his whole life in the field of management and earned name and fame in the field of management. And he experimented a lot also, just like Frederick Winslow Taylor, and compiled various principles of management. According to him, if a management frames and follows such principles while running an organization or managing an organization, achievement of organizational goals and desired results become very easy. So let's start with the first principle given by Henry Fayol, and it is division of work. Friends, division of work means specialization. Division of work means, according to Henry Fayol, the worker should be given work considering his skill and talent. Right? When a particular worker is asked to do a particular work according to his or her skill, it is called division of work. Division of work brings specialization. And according to Henry Fayol, the best way to utilize human resource in the organization is division of work or distribution of work. And every manager should keep this in mind. Number two, second principle, friends, is authority. Authority means power to the obedience. Authority means power to give instructions and orders to subordinates and to make them follow. But according to Henry Fayol, when there is an authority, it implies that there is a responsibility. And according to Henry Fayol, and according to this principle of Henry Fayol, authority and responsibility go hand in hand. Higher the authority, higher the responsibility, and vice versa. Principle number three, discipline. Principle of discipline. As its name indicates, according to Henry Fayol, every manager or leader of the organization should try to ensure discipline in the organization. Discipline means obedience to the rules and regulations framed by the organization. If you do not secure discipline in the organization, it becomes very difficult to implement planning and implement all other managerial functions, or to perform different managerial functions, and ultimately to direct the group efforts for achievement of common goals. So, prevailing of discipline, securing discipline in the organization should be given due importance according to this principle. An organization can frame different rules and regulations with regard to different aspects, and everyone is supposed to adhere to those discipline in general interest of the organization. Next, unity of command. As again the name indicates us that unity of command means every worker or employee in the organization should receive orders and instructions only from one superior, and he or she should be accountable also, responsible also to one superior, is known as unity of command. Opposite of unity of command is diversity of command, multiplicity of command. When there is multiplicity of command, there will be chaos, there will be confusion, and it is unity of command principle that brings system, order, and it avoids chaos and confusion. Next principle, friends, is unity of direction. Principle of unity of direction. Just like unity of command, unity of direction means there should be only one leader for a particular subgroup, and his direction only should be followed by all different persons working in that particular group, subgroup, for achievement of a particular goal. Right? So there should be oneness of direction also, guidance also. Because if different superiors give guidance to a particular employee, then worker will be one, and guidance giving superiors will be many, and that again will create confusion in the worker. Okay, so to avoid that, unity of direction principle is helpful. Next, number 6 is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Friends, as we know that in organization it is a group of people that work, and group comprises of individuals. So obviously in any company or organization or enterprise or a unit, those persons, individual persons who are working, will have their own interests, right? As well as organization as a whole will have its own interest. We call it general interest, we call it common interest, we call it organizational interest. So according to Henry Fayol, it should be ensured that common interest or general interest should be placed above individual interest of an employee or worker. Number 7, centralization. Friends, centralization means what? Centralization means concentration of power and authority at the top level. In other words, centralization leads to insignificance, means centralization reduces significance of subordinate, and decentralization reduces significance of superiors. So according to this principle given by Henry Fayol, it should be ensured that there should be proper centralization of authority. Centralization and decentralization of authority should be given balance in the organization, depending on the requirement, the goals, the objectives, nature, etc. of the organization. Okay, now principle number 8, and it is principle of remuneration. Now, remuneration means financial and non-financial reward, return that an employee gets in the organization is called remuneration. According to this principle given by Henry Fayol, every employee or worker should be given proper and reasonable remuneration, because remuneration is the biggest motivator to the employee. Everybody accepts that. So, while managing an organization or to manage an organization successfully or effectively, principle of remuneration should be followed. Without following principle of remuneration, it will not be easy to effectively and efficiently manage the firm or organization. Number next, scalar chain. Scalar chain means, friends, we know that there is hierarchy-wise, level-wise different authorities in the organization. In a big size company, if you look at president or chairman of the company, board of directors, then comes next to them is CEO or general manager, then comes departmental heads, then comes departmental officers, then comes supervisors. So, according to scalar chain, all the flow of authority and communication should be uninterruptedly flow from top to bottom. And to ensure that, it is also necessary in the principle of scalar chain that all subordinates should keep their superiors updated regularly about the activities and work that they are doing and being done. Okay, so that is called principle of scalar chain. Next, principle of order. Principle of order says that in the organization there should be a place for every item or everything, materials, machineries, equipments, and everything should be at its place. Right? To materials and equipments, according to principle of order, there should be a place for everything. Everything should be at its place. And as far as employees are concerned, right employee should be at right place. So that is principle of order. Next, principle of equity or equality. According to this principle of Henry Fayol, all employees should be treated justly, with justice, with equality, without any prejudice, favor, disfavor, bias, etc. Because it is human nature that every human likes equality and justice. So how can you secure employee cooperation and coordination unless you treat all employees with justice and equality? Next, principle number 12, stability of tenure. According to this principle, it is to ensure that productive employees, efficient and skillful employees remain with us. They are retained. It is necessary that you give them, as a manager, some stable tenure to prove themselves. That means, in other words, we cannot keep employees on ad hoc or temporary basis, because in that case they will work in fear, mental fear, because their job is not permanent. So, to get the best out of employees and to retain skillful and productive employees, it is necessary that you give some longer tenure to employees in the organization. Last but one, 13, principle number 13 given by Henry Fayol is principle of initiative. According to this principle, as its name hints us, that all subordinates should be given initiative. Freedom to take initiative to subordinates. Freedom to take and make their level decisions. Right? Freedom to follow their common sense. Right? And their imagination is principle of initiative. If you curtail subordinates' imagination, creativity, and common sense, then you cannot expect that they will give their best to the organization. And last, friends, is principle number 14, esprit de corps. Esprit de corps is a French phrase. As I said in the beginning, Henry Fayol belonged to France. So he used principle number 14. He expressed that principle in French phrase or terminology. Esprit de corps means feeling of oneness. Esprit de corps means unity, strength. So, according to this principle, the two major parties in the organization are, one is owners / managers, and the other group working is employees of the organization. Okay. Now, according to Henry Fayol, esprit de corps means both these parties should have mutual respect for one another. Both these parties should have mutual loyalty for one another. Without mutual respect, loyalty, you cannot expect harmony and coordination. You cannot expect achievement of desired results and common goals. And therefore, esprit de corps also is one of the important principles given by Henry Fayol. Friends, here we are concluding this video. Thank you very much.